What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fox Chamber. All right, I'm in panic mode now. Found out something else wrong. I got my ignition switch fixed, but then I was trying to prep the car or whatever. I took the back wheels off just to look at a few things, and I'd be doggone if I didn't find out that my wheel cylinder is leaking. So yeah, this thing is leaking. I cleaned it up already. You can't really tell where it's leaking at or whatever, but I had oil on the back of or the brake fluid or whatever on the back of my tire, and I was wondering where it came from. So I took my wheel off, and when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, it's something else now going wrong. So I'm about to go up here and see if I can get me another wheel cylinder and put it on to get this thing ready, bleed the brakes and all that, and I'll try to record some of that too, but that's where I'm at right now. See you in a minute. All right, I'm back. Got back from Harbor Freight, went and got me a brake adjustment tool and a brake spring removal tool. And I'm probably not going to do this in the correct order or way that that you will probably think I should do it, but I'm just going to change out the cylinder, this little spring cylinder or brake cylinder. I'm just going to change it out and get this thing put back together. Don't really have time to do all the other stuff, but the brake shoes, they're going to end up coming off anyway because I plan on putting disc around the whole rear end. So for right now, I'm just going to change out the little cylinder in there to keep the fluid from leaking out. So let's see if we can do this without tearing anything else up. All right, first things first, we're going to remove the spring, the two springs, and the other little line right next to it. How to use this thing. Finally. I'm just going to separate the brakes a little bit. All right, you got two mount bolts for the brake cylinder, and it's on the back. I gotta find out what those sizes are. 11 millimeter. Yeah, you can see it leaking right there. That's where the problem is. Next, I'm going to disconnect the brake line. And the brake line is 7/16. trying to jar it loose. Old one out. As you can see, yeah, it's leaking pretty good. Now, the new one, it's right here. Yeah, it already has the fittings and everything. Even comes with a little bit bigger, looks like a little bit better bleed plug. Yeah, remember to move your cap, don't forget that. All right. All right, back in you go. All right, now stick your mounting screws back in. Make sure that that your brake line is inside the cylinder opening before you tighten all this stuff down. That brake line is not very easy to move. Not sure on the torque on that, so we're gonna use a little bit of German torque on it, good and tight, but not over, but definitely not over tight. Cylinder's in, brake line is on. All right, now we gotta just go in reverse order. And then bleed these bad boys. Here it is, all back together. Well, it went okay. I'm gonna probably try to pinch these springs in a little bit more so they get a little bit more bite on that little notch right there. Well, other than that, I'll get back with you in just a second, or when we get ready to bleed this thing, I'll turn it back on and show you how I bleed it. All right, we're gonna start the bleeding process. I already done the first wheel. I just want to make sure everything was gonna run like I wanted it to. But the one thing you want to do is you want to start at the furthest away from your reservoir, and that'll be the passenger side rear. Then you want to do your driver's side rear, then your passenger side front, then your driver's side front. The main thing you want to do is get you some clear tubing like what I got. Went to O'Reilly's and got it. Just break your little jam nut loose or your little bleed screw and hook your hose up to it, and you keep pumping. You probably need somebody to help. My wife helped me with the other one, but she's probably gonna come back and help me with this one too. But what you want to do is you want to pump until you see no more bubbles coming out. You want to do that 4 times, then your system is bled. I'll get back with you in a second. Yeah, and when you're doing that, constantly check that reservoir to make sure it doesn't, you don't deplete the system of fluid, or you're just going to be working against yourself, putting air back into the system, and you have to redo the whole thing. But check to make sure that you always got fluid in it, and you should be fine. Well, I got everything done. Wheels are back on. It's back on the ground. Only thing I got now is just go ahead and wash it and get it ready to go. But as you can see, yeah, I've been busy today, doing a little bit of everything. Yep, but so let me go ahead and wrap this on up. Appreciate y'all checking me out, and I will see you next time at Foxtoberfest.